This is Temptation Island, Season 2, Episode 5. Rules are made to be broken. And I had this is a product placement. I'm kidding, because if they want to pay us, they can, but no one has paid us. But this is what I needed to drink to get through this.
Yeah, please pay us.
So Casey, we start off with the girl's reaction. Casey sees the kiss and has the worst, most emotionally unhealthy reaction ever. If you see your boyfriend who has cheated on you before, that your family doesn't like, who refuses to commit to you even though you're living together and have for years, kissing another person, the emotionally healthy response is...
Screw them. I'll go get somebody who wants to be with me.
That's exactly right. Her response is the exact opposite. I'm sorry that I ever asked for a commitment from him. He can do whatever he wants so long as he stays with me. The worst, and this is coming from someone who had every emotionally unhealthy relationship in the books before I married him. I can tell you that never works. He's never like, oh, look at what a doormat. Let me run back to her. Like, I guarantee you, what she should have done is turn this into her own... She should have been like, okay, well, he's a jerk, and the best way to get over one guy is to get under another. Let's line them up. Like, that's how she should respond. She does not. Instead, she's like... Oh, so that's like the worst. Then next they show Carl singing to someone.
But I tell you what, if Morgan and Stick Figure Man don't hook up first,
that is 1,000% the power of hormones. Like, if she hadn't done that, oh, I don't like you. I do like you.
Alcohol, but
a lot of alcohol. And then like the whole thing where she...
And they edit it so it looks like everybody else is going to hook up, but they get to it first.
Well, anyway, so they show Carl singing to someone, and I think his girlfriend's name is Nicole. They're like, how do you feel? What I'm thinking is, I just saw that chick's boyfriend, like, just going to town on a chick. I don't think singing's so bad. That's what she's thinking in her head, but really she's like, yeah. I think what's really happening is that she's just... Anyway, and then Katie, she sees him licking someone, and... Gavin, oh, and that yoga chick is all over. Anyway, so now the singles get to pick who they want to go on a date with, and then the guys or the gals pick from them. But as near as I can tell, it looks like the girls or the guys, the singles, could vote for more than one person. So I was like, oh, that really narrows it down, first off. I know they're kind of playing a game. They're like, oh, well, if I like so-and-so, but he sees that I raise my hand for someone else, maybe he won't like me. So I get where the game is coming in, but whatever. Catherine does a date in the house. The most awkward thing I've ever seen. So cringy. And he's like, no, I'm not interested. And she's like, but I just don't. You're hurting people's feelings. And then she kisses him against his will. And in the age of consent, like if one of the guys kissed one of the female singles after they were saying no... Now, my thing is, if a guy is saying no and you kiss him, and then she's like, you kissed me. Okay, the fact that he didn't slap her across the face isn't exactly the same thing as him kissing her. So I'm like, over Catherine, I'm done. If he ends up hooking up with him, I will have this much respect for him. Go for one of the girls that's at least, I don't know. Anyway.
Some self-respect.
So Morgan goes and is hanging out with him, and I guess she was supposed to go back to his... I couldn't quite understand it, but I guess she was leaving and was going to come back, but instead she decided to go to bed.
Because it is some teenage bullshit.
Which I will say was probably the smartest thing she could do, because he is all about the chase. He is all about, like, he pictures himself as a big bad wolf, and she's a little bunny rabbit, and as long as she keeps running, you know, he's going to keep chasing, and every once in a while she strategically stops enough for him to be like, you know, to kind of catch her a little bit. Maggie, get away from that. And then she runs some more, and it's just all of this, like, medieval, just, like, hormonal, like, what has kept the human race procreating and cheating for, you know, years and thousands of years and ages and stuff. I think that if this was them in a club, he wouldn't have given her a second look. I don't know. I don't get it. I'm old. I totally... First of all, if anyone from Temptation watches Temptation Island, don't get your feelings hurt. I'm an old lady. Clearly, I'm an old lady. He's an old man. We have a young child. We don't know anything about modern dating. Okay? And then Lindsay's the new one, and she's like lecturing about, oh, you're hurting other people. No, you're not. You're on a reality show, and he's not kissing someone. No. So anyway, they come out. They're like, there's no bonfire, which is translation. You get to drink as much as you want and make really bad decisions,
and we're just gonna videotape it all.
And they all do. They are drinking, and the girls are all grinding up on these single men, and the men are letting single girls grind up on him, and Evans, I don't know what he's doing.
Which one is that?
And Morgan.
Yeah, I know what he's doing. Well, I know what he did, and to whom.
There's so much drinking.
There's a lot of drinking.
And then
and great decisions.
Brittany, who is the yoga chick, is hooking up with Carl, and then when Carl says no, I mean, they act like they don't know what's going on. The girls in the show, is he okay?
He's fine.
He's just talking?
Yeah.
So the girls in the show are acting like they're at a bar and they're like flirting with these guys, and then they suddenly find out these guys have girlfriends. No, chicks. You've known since the beginning the name of the show. You were there during the whole explanation. It's just like, I don't want to hear it. Same thing with Johnny and Katie, and he's like jealous, and I'm like, these aren't good people. Sorry. So then she grabs David and runs off to cry to him about Carl, and I thought, you know, the rest of the single girls are like, dude, you're not even interested in him. Get your hands off him. So a total train wreck mess. So we're going to go take care of our toddler, who is, I don't know what he's complaining about. But we'll catch you next week.